Hollywood itself is a word. The word is interesting because it's a word that comes from a pagan. Hollywood is the holy wood, and it was the wood that the magical wands were made out of in the pagan sorcery, magic. And these wands were believed that the sorcerers that possessed them could put people into trances and control them. This is part of, I mean, this is symbolic, but it's also important to understand that part of what Hollywood literally does is it puts people into trances. It's a dream state. They call it the dream machine in the United States. And it creates fantasies for people. It puts people into these sleep. Now, one of the things is interesting that in the part of what's done in movie theaters, in darkened rooms where people watch television, is literally a trance state that occurs. So what's called suspended state of disbelief. You enter into a state, you suspend your disbelief and enter into a state whereby you begin to believe what you internally realize is imagination. It's falsehood. Films are magic. It's just magic. You go and you watch these things and people get caught up in them. People cry during films. All this catharsis that takes place in these things. Many of the films, and this is an important element in the control mechanism, is literally allow people to go and have certain type of catharsis as a purging experience, which Aristotle talks about the necessary element. One of the necessary elements of tragedy is to create this cathartic experience. And this is why a lot of the films, especially also news and things like this is why news is very important in this culture. Everybody watches the news, they have this tragic, cathartic experience of watching the tragedies of others and then feeling safe and complacent in their own experience of this suspended state of illusory well-being. So these are very intricate and sophisticated methods. Now, I think it's dangerous, although there are elements, there's concerted efforts that take place, there's also a lot of people that have similar worldviews that aren't necessarily working together in concerted effort.
When they colonize a part of the world, they do not leave, they do not decolonize until and unless they have put in place institutions which will ensure that that society will continue to be ruled by them by proxy, and in the process they seek to transform the rest of mankind into carbon copies of themselves. This never happened before in history. If I do not seek to understand what's happening here, then I've got peanuts in my head. When will I wake up? The Blessed Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam declared, every prophet warned his people about the Antichrist. about Dajjal, the false Messiah. And the prophet Noah warned his people. But I say to you something that none have said before me. The Antichrist sees with one eye, his left eye. He's blind in the right eye. It looks like a bulging grape. But your Lord is not one-eyed.
Karena pasal bau badan busuk, bau bacin.
Johan, apa khabar?
Memang cantik. Aku dah lama geram kat dia. Sekarang ni Pak Sudi dah tak ada. Ada can aku nak lepaskan geram aku. Jom, jom.
Apa lagi ni?
Mustika, yeah.
History teaches us that the pharaohs had set up certain mystery schools that played a prominent role in the mass control of the hearts, minds, and status of the masses. The members of these mystery schools were exposed to some of the deepest and darkest secrets of the pharaohs, including the summoning of demon spirits, which would assist them in the performance of magic. These demon spirits were usually depicted as serpents in most of the artwork of the pharaohs. As such, no matter how high and divine the pharaoh claimed to be, the snake was always placed above his head, signifying the amount of respect they placed towards the serpent, representative of Satan, the master behind the scenes.
Have we not had our souls conquered? Have we moved away from the lessons of the teachers of the past? And adopted the lessons of the teachers of the present? Where will this eventually take us?